The desktop space is kind of difficult at this point. Even the takes, because every opinion is almost been said. Like, my opinions aren't that edgy. You know, I essentially just have the same opinion that Sneeko, Andrew Tate, Asmongold, Tectone. I essentially have their opinions on most things. And then in some areas, I might have a Hasanabi leaning take or a fucking Kai Sanat leaning take. But my point is that almost everything I could say has already been said by someone else. So it's very hard to be edgy unless I just go for shock value. He says, it's not that hard. I just think you're worried about people's opinions or if people would like it. Well, I don't know, can I? I mean, for sure, there probably is a small percentage of that as well. But overall, I think that sometimes I think about the ideas and I just think like, oh, that's been done. That's overplayed. That's lame. Not interesting. So I don't even bother to do it. What I need to do more of is sitting down and like actually brainstorming, you know, especially with the changes that are coming to YouTube. Even though I watched a video about the YouTube changes today and I don't think it's a major change from what I've read, what I've watched. They're basically just repeating the same rules that were already in place. They've updated the wording a little bit, but I don't think that we're really in violation of those rules. They did mention React content, but I think that what they mean by React content is more in the direction of like an XQC, where he's just completely silent almost the whole video, and he's just like, wow, guys, crazy guys. Oh, guys, that's wild. But I think that if you're really stopping the videos and really talking, really tearing down the arguments, I don't think that would fall under that rule, that guideline. But, you know, I was thinking about this today too, Kanai. Sometimes when we're watching like news videos about like the streamer drama, those videos I can understand us just bulldozing through them, stopping once in a while and saying something, but continuing to watch the video for the most part. Like, for example, the Drewski video tonight, when we watch it, if we watch it tonight or tomorrow, that's not going to be a real commentary video, you know? That's more like us watching it and we might say something or laugh, but it's really not transformative to the level where I think it's acceptable for the thresholds. Does that make sense? Whereas when we watched the Kenneth Copeland video yesterday, that was a little bit more transformative. There was a lot more talking. There was a lot more communication. There's a lot more ideas. And I think that the proper way to do this React content thing, and what I'm about to say is going to sound very obvious, so don't judge me for saying it. But I think that for the most part, when we're watching a video, it shouldn't even be watching the entire video. It should just be using the topic as a launch pad to discuss what the video is about. So if we watch a video about police brutality, we should probably watch a few minutes of it and then we can just go on a long tangent talking about it. It shouldn't be us just watching the video, even if we're doing reactions. I think that a lot of the times what I've been doing incorrectly, the more I've reflected on it, is I've been watching the videos, pausing, reacting. Yeah, I'll say some stuff and I'll have a slight discussion, but we're not extending the conversation far enough. Does that make sense? And there's some streamers that don't do that. There's some streamers that don't extend the conversation. They watch the video, they interject while the video's playing. When the video's done, they're done and they move on to the next topic. But then there's other people who stop and they use that as a springboard to discuss the topic at hand. But in order to do that, you need to have at least some information about the topic or be passionate about the topic, you know? And obviously, streamers like Hasanabi and Asmongold, they're not passionate about the topics they're watching. They're just watching content to watch content. They're farming content, essentially, which is what I've been doing as well. Is that the best strategy? Maybe not, but it's the fastest strategy to gain new viewers for sure. He says they're good at transitioning segues. Yeah, I agree. They are. But you know, I've also noticed that honestly, I need some streamer beef. I really do need some beef. We need to find streamers that we can beef with that aren't gonna go crying to YouTube though. Because if you really pay attention, you know, when I'm not streaming and I'm not working, I watch other streams to document what's going on, you know, to get ideas on what to do, how to approach different circumstances, different types of discussions, different angles of content creation. And if you really pay close attention, you'll notice that almost every single major streamer has some sort of drama or beef going on. And when there's no content, when there's a content drought, they revert to talking about the drama they have. Like if I had a streamer I had beef with, then when there's nothing to react to and there's nothing to talk about and there's nothing interesting happening in my life, I could just drop back down to that level and start beefing with that person, and I'll have free content. Especially if the content creator is bigger than me. So I need to find someone to beef with. They said they love Crash House. By the way, Dragonite, thank you for joining the stream. Isabel, PC, thank you for joining the stream. Kanai, thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, I need to find some people to beef with, you know? But at the same time, I don't want to have a fake beef. If I'm going to have a beef, I want to have a real beef. Oh, no, but it has to be with a content creator. It can't be with a clown.